owners transition into commercial real estate owners so that they can grow and scale their business, but then also have more ownership in their communities. And you know, April is Financial Literacy Month, so we're on the cusp of Financial Literacy Month, and I have some other wonderful lenders here in the building. I have a couple of other amazing people in the building who will be giving you knowledge and tips for the small business owners, but then also I have people just within the small business space. I have people who are small business owners. I have lenders. So just to be very clear, this meeting is for us to create a collaborative community that is, number one, filled with transparency so that we know what we probably don't know, but we need to know so that we can grow and scale. But then number two, so that the blinders are pulled back and that we can really help create more ownership within the minority community here in Atlanta. Of course, all over the country, but we know that here in Atlanta, there's a very large minority small business owner community. And so if you own a small business and your business is at the point, number one, where you can purchase commercial real estate property, we do need to have a conversation about that. You should own in your community. And that's why you all are here today. So give yourselves a round of applause for showing up. Also give yourselves a round of applause for showing up for me. I wore this pink outfit for you, so you can give that a round of applause. All right, and so also if you have not done this yet, please write down a word or a question that you have about anything that you want to learn about, anything that you want to gain from this meeting, or some information that you want to share. One of the first people I talked to was Miss Janice. She's a business owner. She's waving her hand. And she said, am I here? Am I at the right place? She said, I want to learn about purchasing commercial real estate. And so one of the very cool things about Empower 95 is that we can go up to 95% on certain commercial real estate properties. And when I say certain, I'm really referring to general or office space. But one of the really unique things about our loan program is that we do provide really the lowest down payment compared to any other lender, whether that be SBA, hard money, or any other type of commercial real estate loan instrument. So that's one of the things that makes us really unique. Another thing that makes us really unique is that we're really focused on helping small business owners. You would be talking to me. I will be talking to our underwriters. Your loan application does not just go into an algorithm that says yes, no. If you check the wrong box, it's a no. You will be talking to me. You get to know me. We get to understand your business. We get to understand your needs. And I feel like that's one thing that kind of hinders the learning process or the learning curve, particularly when you're talking about commercial real estate. Typically, that's $500,000 and up. There are, of course, some loans that are under that amount. But with $500,000 and up, there's a lot of questions. There's a lot of preparation. And so what I want to make sure is that not only this event, but anytime you all see me in the community, you know, if you have a question about capital, specifically about commercial real estate, but even if it's about capital, that's totally fine. I've been in banking and lending for over 17 years. I've been working in the business development space for about 8 to 9 years. So I have some history and a lot of experience, and I do consider myself a subject matter expert. All right? So with that being said, again, Ms. Janice, she was the first person here. She's here to talk about commercial real estate or purchasing commercial real estate. And so again, we can go up to 95%. As a small business owner, what you need to do, or as someone in this community, maybe you're just in the community, you help people, you connect people, maybe your network is filled with small business owners. I know I have some people here from the SBDC, and they work primarily with small business owners. So if that's your community, what we can do to help our community is make sure that they're, one, prepared. So to be prepared, you have to have knowledge. You need to know. And so that's why I'm really here today. I pulled some industry experts here as well. And so one of the first people I want to come up is Miss Victoria, because Victoria is in the accounting space. I have another accountant here, Miss Ebony. But these beautiful young ladies, they are in the accounting space. And within that, the reason why this is so important is because accounting is typically where minority business owners drop the ball. Like, I just want to be completely honest with you so that we can correct it and we can get back on track. You need a balance sheet. You need a profit and loss statement. You need at least 2 years of profitable tax returns, not just 2 years of tax returns, 2 years of tax returns that support the loan amount that you're wanting to get approved for. Let me go one more step. 2 years of tax returns that show the net income that supports. Some of my lenders are in here, I hear the laughs, but we need the net income. So I have people who show me, I have companies I work with, they have over $1 million in gross receipts. They're like, I make money. I can show you my bank statements. They can even show me their tax returns. Lenders and underwriters are looking at your net. So if you take that million and you whittle it down to 34,000, I understand. And you know, and I've said this before, I understand some people, they don't want to pay Uncle Sam. I know particularly, I will speak from my experience, if you are a minority African American here in our country, you feel like you've given Uncle Sam enough, so you're not gonna give him anything. But understand that when you want to grow and scale, you need to figure out, you need to talk to tax professionals like Victoria, like Ebony, to figure out what are my options. Sometimes it's structuring your business differently. I know there's a lot of Instagram knowledge out here, and we feel like, I just need an EIN, I need a tax ID number, and I'm gonna get 100,000. I can get 200, and maybe you can. I'm not gonna say you can't, but what I am going to say is that if you want that amount at a very favorable rate for you, not something that's crazy, you need to have your financials together. You typically also need to have a 650 to a 680 credit score as well. I'm gonna just throw that out there since we're here. But there are CDFIs who will take a chance on you. But if they're willing to take a chance, you have to show that you have the capacity to repay the loan. And I'm sure many of the people in here, they know about the 5 C's of credit. I'm gonna let you all Google that, but one of those things is capacity. And I'm gonna allow Victoria to come up. Ebony, if you would like to come up, please feel free to come up as well. But Victoria, please come up. Victoria has, come on, Ebony. Ebony, you are a certified CPA. Please come up. I'm all for sharing the stage. I wanna make sure you all use this when you talk, all right? And please talk about what you're seeing in the industry, what you feel like is important for small business owners to know, or people within this space. What can they share to someone who owns a small business?
Definitely.
Thank you.
Well, thank you everyone for coming. My name is Victoria Stanton. I'm with Breakaway Bookkeeping and Advising. It's a franchise I purchased 2 years ago now and have been growing in the city of Atlanta. I'm a New York native. So, all the New Yorkers in here.
All right, I said a lot.
And I primarily work in the small business space, specifically with businesses 3 million or less in revenues. So what I'm seeing is businesses, whether on their personal, trying to purchase homes. Oh, sorry.
I want you to speak up just a little bit. Can you all hear her? Because she's about, okay, good. I just want to check because she's about to drop a gem, and I just want to make sure everybody can catch it. Sorry.
Thank you. So whether they're trying to purchase a home for their family or they're trying to purchase properties or equipment, they don't have their bookkeeping together at all. Or they have someone who's doing their bookkeeping and they're not checking in with them. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know if they're doing the work. So it's very important if you have a CPA or you have a bookkeeper that you're paying, that you check in with them at least monthly. They should be providing you with your profit and loss statement and your balance sheet every single month, and y'all need to have a discussion. That's my first job.
To back Victoria up, hi everyone, I'm Ebony Francis. Ivy, thanks for inviting me.
Absolutely.
So I'm so happy that I'm here. As an accountant, I learned that it just wasn't good enough to be an accountant that's just specializing in tax preparation. And so I took the liberty of learning how to do bookkeeping, becoming a certified QuickBooks Pro Advisor, learning their software, learning other softwares like Sage and Quicken to understand what the clients were using, because a lot of it's not user friendly. And a lot of business owners, you're supposed to just focus on running your business, not trying to also do your books and keep track of your expenses. I work with companies that make tons, I'll rephrase that, anywhere between 100K to $12 million a year, and it's in different industries, whether it's trucking, specialty services, roofing, landscaping. There is such a variety. Real estate, flipping homes, those assets. And I think a lot of the mistakes that we make as business owners is not just not keeping track of the books, it's not investing your money into assets that you can later leverage as equity to be able to gain access to the funding that you need to further expand and grow your business. That's one of the things. The other things, like Ivy mentioned, you don't want to give your money to Uncle Sam. Well, that's where the chief financial planners are. Not all accountants are chief financial planners. Some of us have partnership with those who are certified to gain access to different qualified insurance accounts, where you can store those funds into those accounts. You're not giving it to the IRS. You're later going to have access to that when you retire. So if you can just budget, like Victoria mentioned, checking in with your tax professional, your accountant throughout the year. If you're budgeting, you can put a lot of that money up legally and later have access if you need it for a down payment for a loan or to purchase commercial real estate, where you're in a state of either starting a new business, growing a a new business, doing an acquisition or a merger, you need to have some money put up. So it's a lot of things, but I hope that helps.
Is that okay? Sure. Give me your name. Alicia. Alicia. Thank you so much. All right. Thank you so much. You all give Ebony and Victoria a hand again. Oh, no. Come back. Is there another gem to be dropped? Yes, we will. We will. Thank you so much. Give Ebony a hand.
Yes.
Thank you.
One important thing for business owners I'm working with this year is building their team of advisors. So if you're a small business owner, you need to have a lawyer, you need to have a bookkeeper, you need to have a CPA, and you need to have a small business consultant who's going to work with you throughout the year and really give you the advice that you're looking for. If you started a small business, you're not going to know everything about everything. It's very important that you have a team around you that's going to give you advice, that you can go. If you're in the car dealership and you're about to buy that Tesla, listen, can I not only afford this Tesla, but is it going to work out for me on my tax return this year? Those are questions you need to be asking your advisors. So that's it.
Thank you so much. And make sure you all reach out to Ebony. Make sure you get their contact information. You know a small business owner, and you probably know a small business owner who actually needs a CPA and a bookkeeper. And I can say specifically in lending that there are a lot of loans that are lost because the financials are not together. The companies do make money, but the way that they're structuring their tax returns causes them to miss out on leveraging the money that their business has made to gain access to millions of dollars. And so that is very, very important. The next person I want to call up is Teresa from the Small Business Development Center. And she is going to talk about some of the resources that are available for small business owners. She's absolutely amazing. And it is Women's History Month, so I just want to shout out to me for inviting such amazing beautiful women. I'm just going to say.
Thank you very much. I hope that I speak loud enough. If you can hear me, please let me know. Ivy, thank you so much. This is beautiful. I am part of the SBDC program, a Small Business Development Center by the University of Georgia. I work at the Kennesaw office serving Cobb County and Cherokee County. We have over 18 offices in Georgia. So wherever you are, I'm sure that you have an SBDC office close to you. We are an outreach program. We bring resources to the small business owners, and we help clients to get to the next level. Ivy was talking about entrepreneurs here, business owners, and the lending space. Well, we bring the technical assistant to connect both of those entities. We help clients what they call to get loan ready. So when you approach a lender, sometimes it's a little bit difficult to go through financial statements and understand the 5 C's of credits that you was sharing about, and the profitable taxes and whatnot. We bring and we work with you, with the clients, to make sure the business owners is ready for that. So just to give you some numbers, my office, the Kennesaw office, in 2023 helped clients to obtain over $50 million in access to capital. For the last five
That's right.
years, over 200 million. So we actually help clients, and the best part, that is at no cost to the clients.
Say it again.
It's at no cost.
No cost.
I don't say free because we get paid, but it's at no cost to you guys. My colleague, Joe Circle, also is with me here.
Thank you for coming, Joe.
And we want to bring the awareness of this program to you guys. I personally work with the SSBCI program. It's a new program that is regulated by the Department of Community of Georgia, where there is some capital, some access to capital for women-owned business, minority business, veteran-owned businesses, and any very small businesses that is 10 or less employees. So whatever is that you have a very small project, or you are about to buy a building and you need access to over $5 million, then, or $1 million, 500,000, here, Joe is your guy. So we're here to help you to go every step of the way. And if you have any questions, we're happy to be here to answer those.
Thank you so much. You all give it up for Teresa. So I'm not sure if you all heard what I heard, but what I heard was that in 2023, did you say 20 million? Million. Yes. And they are a Georgia-based program. And so that's $20 million that went out to small business owners. If you own a small business, or if you don't own a small business, could you use access to capital? Absolutely. Yeah. So I want to make sure that you all do touch bases with her, because you can probably still either send someone her way, because essentially what they're doing is they're doing the prep work so that when she comes to me or another lender, it's a lot of money out here. It's plenty of slices of, it's a big pie. The pie is huge. The pie is huge. And there's so many slices, and that's why I have some other lenders here, because some of their programs are not my programs. Some of my programs are not their programs. But there is somewhere within this net of lending that small business owners, developers can fit in. And so the next person I'm calling up is Alicia Dunmeyer, because she is going to be talking about a big piece of information that is oftentimes missing. This is yours, young lady. No. I have a big. Okay, you got it. It doesn't project. Okay. Yep. That's yep. See, I wasn't gonna say that, but thank you. That's mine. Okay. But what she is going to discuss is a very critical piece. So outside of lending and accessing capital, another very big piece that my small business owners miss is preparing for retirement. Stacking their wealth. Here's one thing a lot of minority women-owned businesses do. This is data. They make money, they put the money right back into their business, and they think they have a great system going. And maybe it's great. I'm not gonna say it's not great, but what I am gonna say is that you can make money and leverage that money to prepare for retirement, to purchase a home, or to purchase commercial real estate. But you need experts around you to be able to guide you to that. And I don't think those experts are on YouTube or Instagram. Some of them are. No, I'm just playing. Go ahead, Alicia. Take the stage.
Thank you, Ivy.
Thank you so much.
Of course. Good evening, everyone. So I just have to forewarn y'all. I got thrown in last minute here, so I don't have any prepared remarks. And I have terrible stage fright too, so this is taking a lot for me. But
make sure you get her number. I want everybody to tap in with her, because she did give me the grace to allow her to take the stage. So thank you.
Yes, of course.
Absolutely.
So I'm Alicia Dunlap. I'm a private client advisor with Bank of America Private Bank. I've been in the banking industry for 18 years now, spent time as a small business lender, spent time as a commercial banker, and recently have transitioned into wealth management. And so I work with high net worth individuals and families, and really my main goal is to help them grow and protect and preserve the wealth that they're building or that they have built, and help them to transfer that wealth down to, future generations, next generations, or charities in some cases, in the most tax efficient way, right? I heard somebody earlier say we don't want to give it all over to Uncle Sam, which is true. So one of the big pillars in my practice particularly is working with minority Black business owners, and those, accumulating, and women particularly as well, who are accumulating wealth. So not just for retirement, which is a huge piece, because all the scientific data says that we're all going to live a lot longer than previous generations, so we need to be prepared to live long and have the financial capacity to live well, right? Because it's not just about living long. You want to live well while you're living long.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, but not just that, as you are building your brand, your business, I find a lot of entrepreneurs don't take the time to build their personal and scale their personal wealth. And that makes sense, because, you're so focused on your baby, right? Your business, your real estate investments, that's like your baby, and you're putting all your energy and focus into that. But what's really important is to make sure that you have a wealth management team that's in place, a team of advisors to talk you through each transaction you're doing. You want to be having these conversations on a regular basis with your wealth advisors, because we have ways that you can structure a transaction and structure deals in a way that's actually going to be tax efficient for you. Whether it's through purchasing through a trust. I know, a lot of folks obviously purchase through LLCs for liability reasons, things like that. But we work with your team of advisors, your CPAs, your attorneys, to make sure that you're doing things in the smartest and most thoughtful way. So I think that's really
That was amazing.
Thank y'all.
Thank you so much. Give me hugs. You do so good. Thank you so much.
I have terrible stage fright.
Let me tell you something. So I feel like Alicia, Teresa, Victoria, as well as Ebony, I'm not sure if you all are noticing, but one thing I'm noticing is a theme, and that theme is that you need a team. You need a team. Like, we come from a family, and normally our family is our thing. But we know as we get older and we transition to different levels that we may need to re-advise the people who are around us. We may need to re-advise the people who are giving us advice. I'm going to keep on saying this. We may need to not be looking at YouTube, okay? Because I feel like the information that Alicia had or just spoke on, sometimes we feel like, oh, I saw a clip about this. You go down a rabbit hole, but why would you spend 10, 12 hours of your time to go down a rabbit hole when there are professionals who've already done the work? They're licensed, they're prepared, they have the knowledge, the resources, and the information to help you grow and prosper. So my next person up is my lender friend, Brian. Brian, come on up, and I have another lender friend available as well. And Brian is going to talk about what he's seeing within the small business community. Definitely talk to them about how long you've been in the industry, what you're seeing, as well as the programs you have available.
Okay, wonderful. Hi.
I think you might need to step back into the... Do we need to pull these down? Are we good? Let's take 1, 2 seconds to adjust the lighting. We want to make sure we get your best side.
Okay,
Okay, up, okay, boom, bam. I'm gonna let that be his, but I want everybody to have a good visual.
Okay, cool. Thank
yes.
you. And then he'll tell me where. Then just tell me where you want me to stand.
Yeah. You good? You having anything? Am I doing it? Okay. You're so sweet. Okay. Does he?
It's back.
Back.
But no, what?
Pose for the camera.
Okay. Okay, wonderful. Oh no, I was about to say don't go back and forth like Aaliyah. Hi, good evening, everybody. How you doing? Good. My name is Brian Moon. I'm an Atlanta native. I'm with a company now called Axion Opportunity Fund, a nonprofit lender. I have about 20 years in banking. I really don't want to say that because then y'all know my age. Um, but with Axion Opportunity Fund being a nonprofit lender, what we do is at least 60% of our loans have to go to people who look like you in this room. So African Americans, Hispanics, women's, underserved, and low to moderate income communities. We take those loan dollars, which I'm responsible for, generally helping clients get those loans, and actually put it back into many programs to help small business owners do stuff like coaching, resources on a variety of topics to help you become great. And so what am I seeing out here in the field? I'm going to be honest with you. Credit. Know your credit scores, okay? How many of you all in here know that there's 10 different versions of your credit scores? Okay, I need more hands raised.
I didn't know that. I didn't.
All right, yeah, because they're broken down into auto, they're broken down into credit card or bank card, and they're broken down into mortgage. And what happens is your lender is pulling one of those versions of the credit to make a lending decision about you. How many of you heard FICO Small Business Scoring Service? Okay, that's the combination of your business and personal credit combined with a lot of different factors to come up with a score between 0 to 300. You need to know this information. It's vital because this is the things that the lenders are making a decision about your business on that you need to know. So that's why credit has always been important to me, especially as somebody at 23 years old after finishing college filed Chapter 7 bankruptcy. So I know what it's like to look like a mess on paper, okay? But we have to coach ourselves to be great, and I'll leave you with this other thing too. Inspect what you expect. Whether it's an employee, whether it's a small business consultant, whether it's your CPA, whether it's your banker. Always inspect what they're doing so you can get the expectations of what you're expecting.
Just talk about your thing. All right, thank you so much, Brian. Make sure, I feel like Brian said credit. Yes, inspect what you expect. He also said that there were 10 different versions. I actually didn't know that, so thank you, Brian. I guess I thought that there were about 8, so I'm 2 behind. Okay. The next person I have coming up is another lender, Natasha from Lift Fund. She will be talking about her programs and her offerings that can help some of the people in the room. Please come up. Yes, give her a hand. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Hello, everyone. My name is Natasha Dowell. I work at Low Income Investment Fund, or LIF. So we are a national CDFI, or Community Development Financial Institution. So essentially what that means is we kind of operate as a nonprofit bank, and we do loans for a variety of projects. My role is I'm one of these scary lenders that we keep talking about. I'm one of the people that's underwriting these loans, so that's me.
Time out. Do you all see how gorgeous your underwriter can be? If you've ever gotten a loan, you probably feel like your underwriter is some old person in a dark corner, but now you see it's this lovely.
We're real people.
Yeah, we're people. All right.
Real people, no algorithm.
Excuse me.
But yeah, so I work in the affordable housing space. So if any of you are interested in your small business, purchasing land or doing construction, renovation, that kind of thing for specifically affordable housing, that's my wheelhouse. And we work all over Georgia. We work across the country, but my kind of focus is in the Southeast. And then we also do early child care and education, and then community facilities. So that could include, for example, charter schools, healthcare centers, food, that kind of stuff. So just to kind of echo what everyone has said, come with your financials well presented, because the easier that I can understand your financials, the easier it is for me to defend to the credit team. So, we're definitely excited to be working in this space. And yeah, I'm happy to take any questions after all of this.
Thank you so much. Thank you. So, we're in a safe space, right? We're in a safe space. At one point in time in my life, I've been turned down for a loan. I'm gonna be transparent. I know I don't look like it, but at one point in time, it was a while ago. What I'm saying is that talking to people like Natasha to understand, because within small business lending, you're gonna meet me. I'm great. let's have a drink. Let's talk about your business. Let's talk about growing and scaling. I will let you know your numbers have to make sense. I'll let you know your documents have to make sense. But then actually there's going to be a handoff to underwriting. And I'm going to defend you to underwriting. But then it also has to go to credit. So there are layers. And sometimes you feel like you meet this one person or you're talking to this one lender, but you don't understand there are multiple departments. Most of the people in this room, we're trying to make equitable, good loans. We're not trying to take advantage of you. We're not trying to charge you a crazy interest rate. We're also not trying to turn you down. But you might need to talk to Ebony, Victoria, Alicia, Natasha to be prepared for that. So I just want to make sure that you all know. So if you have been turned down for a loan, and the turn downs, they do hurt, you don't understand why, you feel like you were making money, you had everything ready, maybe just ask Natasha, hey, what can I do in the future to make me better prepared? I also know there are some people here that are in the development space, and so since that's where her fund is specifically focused on, affordable housing within the development space, please make sure you also talk to her as well. And thank you again, Natasha. I appreciate it. All right, just a few more guests, and then you all can finish eating, drinking. I do have, and this is her title. Don't question me when I say it, okay? Her Excellency, Shantae Lene, is she here? Is she in the room or did she step out? Her Excellency. Shantae, you all give her a hand. This is her name. And let me tell you something. We respect everybody's titles these days, okay? We don't judge, we respect the titles. But Her Excellency Shantae Lene, she is the founder of Fund ATL. And what she is doing is building a beautiful community of ATL entrepreneurs. I'm gonna let you go into your spiel, but I do know this part from your spiel. She's connecting the entrepreneurs with the lenders. But she's also pulling them to the side and saying, come here, baby, you're not ready. Let me point you here. Let me send you to the SBDC. Let me send you to an accountant. Let me make sure you know everything so that when your loan touches all of these departments, we can get you to the closing table. I'm gonna give you the vibes in the beginning. I wanna give you the vibes in the end at the closing table. So thank you so much for coming. You all give her a hand again.
Thank you.
And I'm gonna let her talk about her thing.
All right, well, Brand Rising, everyone. My name is Her Excellency Shantae Lene Herford, and if you have any questions, you can ask me about it. I am a royal ambassador and diplomat. I represent over 750 African kingdoms in Central, East, and West Africa. And so that's how.
Let's give that a hand clap. That's so cool.
Thank you, thank you. But as Ivy said, I am the founder of the Center for Truth and Healing. We are a nonprofit organization based in Georgia, but out in Stone Mountain in DeKalb County. And we are a place, our mission is to be a place for care, community, care, compassion, community collaboration, and change. And 3 of our core initiatives are community and economic development, entrepreneur education, and also workforce training. So FUND for new developments, and it's our financial literacy initiative. And we've created Fund, we call it Fund ATL because we started in ATL, but we are going to Houston this fall, and we're going to New York and Miami next year. Yes. And I see a lot of the members of our Fund community here. So hello, everybody. And we, Cedrica Strickland, I'm getting all the letters mixed up, but Cedrica Strickland was actually our first success from the Fund community. She won $2,500 about a week or so ago from our second Fund event. And the Fund community, what we've done is we have 2 parts of our community. One side is the financial sector, and one side is the entrepreneurs, the aspiring entrepreneurs, and Fund is where they meet. So we call ourselves, we say access, education, investment. So when you come into the Fund community, you're going to get access to experts such as our partners at Momentous Capital with Ivy, also the Brantley Foundation, the 10K Project, the MOI firm. So we partner with different financial planners, VC firms, hedge funds, family offices, and we're steady growing and gaining new partners every day. And as they come into the fund community, we are, leveraging their expertise to educate our community of entrepreneurs, helping them to gain access to the capital through education. So that is the fund community. I'm so thankful that I had the opportunity to share that with you. And if you like to support our initiatives, you can donate at the Center for Truth and Healing. Our website is truthandhealing.org, and you can get tickets for the next fund event, which is June 4th from 6 to 10 p.m. at the 12 Factory. Ivy Hall will be on our panelists, and also Ivy Hall will lead our first Fund Live. So yes, let's give that a round of applause. So we meet quarterly. We meet quarterly for fund in different cities. As you can see, we're growing, and it's a grassroots effort. But we will meet monthly on live to have an expert like Ivy Hall walk us down the different alternative finance options that are available, whether you are looking for real estate financing, film financing, royalties from your creatives, if you're looking for financing from venture capital, loans, crowdfunding. There's so many different alternatives financing that's available now. And so we want to be able to leverage all of those and give you access to them. So if you want to learn more, visit fundatl.com. And thanks so much, Evie.
Thank you so much. Wonderful. All right. We're winding it. I promise you, I'm almost done. Does anybody need a drink ticket? I don't know how many are left, but at least you had 1 to 2 on me. Find the guy with the drink tickets if you're getting bored. I understand. All right, I don't think anybody's getting bored. The next person I have coming up is Rob. Rob, are you still here? Let me see, he had to take off. All right. Well, I do have Chantel with the Annie E. Casey Foundation, who is also here. And again, I do want to shout out to all of these amazing women who have shared with us. There were Brian, no disrespect, but I do want to shout out to all of the beautiful women who have come. Please come up. Yes. We want to know about what the Annie E. Casey Foundation has available for small business owners.
Oh my goodness. All right. Not expected, but always be ready, right? Particularly when we're talking about community. Chantel Glenn, the Annie Casey Foundation, where I serve as a senior associate to support community and economic development initiatives. Okay. Do I need to restart? Okay. Take 2. Chantel Glenn, the Annie Casey Foundation, where I serve as a senior associate supporting community and economic development initiatives. Right now, we have a really exciting project on the south side trail of the Beltline, the Atlanta Beltline. We're getting some energy that way, where we are striving to create equitable opportunities for the small business owners on the south side of Atlanta. No apologies. We definitely have partners like a new partner like Momentous Capital. We've worked with ACE, Access to Capital for Entrepreneurs. Invest Atlanta actually has a small business hub at our property. So right now what we're offering is 101 small business office spaces. We're talking about real estate. So we're working with small businesses who are coming out of their kitchen running their business and need access to just kind of some micro office suites ranging in size from 100 to 400 square feet to help them scale. We also work with partners such as Village Market ATL to provide in-house support services. And, that's what we're here for. We're really trying to connect small businesses to resources like SBDC, like Momentous Capital, like Invest Atlanta. But we were really primarily responsible for providing that office space on the south side of Atlanta and preserving the affordability. We talk about housing all the time, but we don't really have, that percentage of how much the business owners be paying to preserve or to afford affordable office space in their community. So that's what we're about. Pittsburgh Yards, you can follow us on all outlets, all social media outlets, as well as our website is pittsburghyards.com. Come for a tour.
Thank you so much. I'm sure many of you all in here have been at Pittsburgh Yards. I'm not sure if this needs to go up or down. I'm going to just step back. All right. But thank you so much. And then one of the last people, let me scan the room. I just thought, okay, two of the last people I want to bring up. One is my father, Don Hall, okay? Not just because he's my dad. Don't clap because he's, well, you can clap because he's my dad. But he's actually here because he actually makes sure that small business owners have access to affordable health care, as well as they can provide affordable health care to their employees. Keep it here, okay?
And she said that because I'm like her.
He's here, and keep it here. And I do talk a lot. I get that from him. Okay.
Thank you very much, Ms. Ivy Hall, for inviting me to come up. And of course, she said that I do the affordable health care insurance, and I do a lot of it. And in fact, really, when I say that I do, over the last 4 to 5 years, I have been personally, let's say, in the top 10, top 5 affordable health care agents in the whole nation, not just in the city of Atlanta, not just in the city of, state of Mississippi,
Oh, y'all
but
are
in the
so
whole nation. So
sweet. I love
I do
that.
a lot of affordable health care insurance. But our companies do more than just the affordable health care insurance. We are a full service insurance agency. But what I will do, since she called me up and made specifics about the affordable health care insurance, is that we do a lot of the affordable health care insurance, and what we do a lot of it is because we do a lot of it because there are a lot of business owners that don't have health insurance. They don't have a way to have health insurance. So what we do is we make sure that those business owners, we make sure that they have health insurance, and we make sure that they have that health insurance at an affordable rate. We not only help them to have the affordable rate for the owners, but specifically we make sure that they have it for their employees. Their employees a lot of times are not making as much money, let's say, as the business owner. So we can make sure that those people have insurance also. And not only do we make sure that they have insurance at an affordable rate, but they also can include their family. And now, because the rate is so affordable, in a lot of cases, those rates are zero premium. So we are licensed throughout the whole United States. We can do Georgia, we can do Texas, Atlanta, and like I said, throughout the United States. And
Thank you
of
so
course,
much, Dad.
again, I thank you for giving me the opportunity.
Thank you, Daddy. Y'all give it up for my dad. I'll say this, and I'm calling him my last guest. Many of you all probably cannot tell, but my father is in his 70s, and he looks so great, and he's always been a businessman and just an amazing inspiration. Thank you so much for coming, Dad. I really appreciate it. He lives in Memphis. He does not live here. He came here to just make sure he could show his baby girl some support in the pink outfit. All right, last but not least is Josh. Josh, come on up. If you follow me on LinkedIn, what do you want? The light. Oh, ask him. If you follow me on LinkedIn, you know I recently closed the loan with Josh. The loan was for $1.3 million. Josh, first of all, he's a serial entrepreneur. He has a solar company, okay? But then he also has a well-respected daycare where he's focused on STEM, he's focused on literacy rates, and so that was the business that I helped him to purchase. So he purchased a daycare with multiple buildings on the property, but then it was also a business acquisition, and so he also was able to take on the previous owner's enrollment. So he purchased a business that was essentially already ready to start paying for itself. So give it up to Josh.
Thank you.
We weathered all the storms. There we go. From going to underwriting to credit to CPAs. He did have a CPA, though. I'm going to let you know that did help. He had his own CPA. But Josh, if you wouldn't mind, just talk about the experience of going from having an expensive lease to now owning your property and just the transition. I appreciate it, and being a great client.
First, I appreciate you, and I appreciate God the most.
Amen.
Without,
Amen.
I need the mic.
Here you go.
With the feathers, you circle. again, so all praise to the high, because if it wasn't for Faith, I wouldn't have got there, and if it wasn't for Ivy, I wouldn't have got there. And her team, so when she talks about team, I had no idea there were so many levels, so many different people involved, and so many people's, can I be at home?
Kind of at home, kind of at church.
So many people's
Give me
ass
a
I
house.
had to kiss in order to get this loan approved.
You have to answer questions. That's okay.
But from the beginning, like she said, so I was in a tough situation. I was in a lease. The landlord sold the building that I was in without telling us. So kind of one day we showed up and it was like, you got to get out. So I was not prepared to purchase commercial real estate. I was thrown into an emergency panic situation where I had to survive to save my business and my employees and their lifestyles. And again, miracles can happen because I was just fortunate enough, my books were in order. I had a great CPA for years. She's worked with me, she's been a friend, so she made sure I was always taken care of as far as the books. Taxes.
Tell them about the tax payment plan, though. Like, you can
Taxes.
put it on a payment plan.
I
Tell
didn't
them
know
that.
you had to, well, I
Put it on
did know
the
from
paper plan.
purchasing a house, and if y'all know from purchasing the past
on the
5
paper
years,
plan. Just
taxes
sign
is
it on my
critical.
card.
You gotta have them in order. You gotta have 2 years. If you owe them any money, you gotta have an arrangement set up. You gotta have all of this stuff. And my first purchase was during COVID for a house, so that was a nightmare. Going back this time was a little bit easier because the offices for the IRS at least were open. So I was at least, when it came time, they were like, okay, now you need this tax paperwork. Okay, well, let me call the IRS office. You gotta be willing to do anything to go get this property. If you want something, you gotta do anything. Be willing. I drove to Columbus, Georgia, in the middle of the week because every other IRS office in Atlanta in the metro area was booked for the next 3 weeks, and her
I needed
underwriter said she needed it by today or tomorrow, whenever it was. So I drove my ass to Columbus, sat down there, had them stamp and do whatever, and then still had to come back and then explain. I've never explained so much in my life. I never came up with so much creative explanations. If it wasn't for the help of Miss
Cut
Ivy,
that out the tape.
Miss
Cut
Ivy
that
Hall,
one out the tape.
y'all, you gotta know you're gonna have to be creative, but concise and clear, and it has
Yes.
to make sense. So, without the right people guiding me, her and the other folks at Momentous and them, I definitely would not be in the position I am now. It took how many months?
That we weren't talking about
We're not
that
talking
part,
about
but we
the
talking
pain,
about we
we're talking about the
closed.
glory.
We
Okay,
closed.
so
We closed.
feels great now. Right now, I owe them and I own the property. Can't nobody kick me out except for them, and it take them some time. I
We
can
can
work
work
that out
with you. We'll
before
work
we
with you.
even get there. So
How much did
it
you
feels
pay
great.
down?
I
You paid 10%.
was not a 5% customer because
a
of
10
the specialty of my business.
It was a daycare,
of a daycare school.
which is still better than 20 to 25. Typically
'Cause
for a
let me tell you,
daycare,
these are not very profitable businesses. So we stretched, we made the numbers work,
and we got you to the
and
closing
she
table.
got me to the table.
But I did want you all to hear from somebody that did close. He did get his keys. He went through the process. It was a process, but he went through the process. All right. So if you learned something, I want you to raise your hand if you learned something. Okay, boom. Come on up. Say what, or you can say it right there. I'm not going to bother you. I'm not going to. No, come on up. Come on up. Yeah. Yep, no, come on up. Don't be afraid to raise your hand later. Okay, just a quick, keep it quick if you want to. I'm not trying to be demanding or anything. You do look gorgeous.
Thank
But
you.
please share something that you learned.
So I'm Candace Harris, and I was invited by Victoria Stanton. So thank you for all of the information. What I've learned was I'm a real estate agent. So all of what you were saying was true. It is a process. That's what I've learned. Definitely a process. Definitely have your books in order. I did learn that, and I knew that too. On the traditional real estate side, but on the business side, definitely have your finances in order. I love that. Can I just say what I love? I love
Say what
everything.
you love, yes.
I love that there is, with the being able to provide health care for your employees. That's really big for me. Want to be able to do that as set up as a corporation. Love that you definitely need a team. Need a team, and just everything. And congratulations on your success. So,
Girl, look at you. So I'm giving out the 4 agreements. Because I feel like you do need to be impeccable with your speech and all of the things, but you also get a little Starbucks.
okay, thank you.
All right.
Aw,
Okay. Thank you so much for coming up. All right. Now, next question. We're wrapping it up. Who? Okay, boom. I see a hand. I see a volunteer. I don't have to pull teeth. Come. There's a gift involved. Right. But thank you for volunteering. I appreciate it. Here.
My name is Naja Giordani, and I was invited here by my cousin Natasha. And what I learned, I just say my daughter just graduated from college last year. And before she went to college and while she was in college, it was really important for me to have a lot of write-offs. I have a couple of properties that I Airbnb. I'm a host here in Brunswick, Georgia. So she's graduated. Now I'm ready for my next level. And I've been wondering, okay, I'm making this money. Now the books need to show it. No longer did I need to write everything off. No longer where we can move our money. Thank you so much. And I will be in touch. So that there are ways that I can I make my income, I can account for it, yet I can have a little tax leeway on it. So thank you so much. I'm so glad I came.
Thank you,
Natasha.
Thank you. Well, you also get the 4. I'm sure you've read the 4 agreements. I know you have, but get you some Chick-fil-A. I know you read. Okay. Also, Nadia specializes in interior design. Okay, so you can also contact her for that. She's giving the artist vibes, but thank you so much. Let me think of one. Who was the last person that came in? If you feel like you were the last person, come on. Yep. Normally that's me, so I appreciate the fact that. Okay. You ran, but what did you learn anything? Did you catch a gem?
Yes.
Okay, tell me. What
I heard about your father, what he was talking about healthcare, and also the last person that you called. I heard what his struggle to get his building, and what we had to do with the taxes and all of that.
Wonderful. Well, listen, you came, and now you got a book and some Chick-fil-A. Wonderful. All right, and to the first person who came, Miss Janice, come on up. Because Janice is actually going to be my loan client, so she's also one of the reasons why I came here. But I will tell you this, Janice and Nadia were neighbors 40 years ago, and they reconnected here at my event. So I feel like I'm doing God's work. I'm doing God's work. Here's your gift. But will you talk about anything? She is a business owner. She owns multiple shoe. Well, what do you call it? What is the proper word?
It's Abba-Dabbas, and
there we go.
Specialize in comfort footwear, primarily. Been around for about 50 years, and I was very excited at the opportunity to come because our leases everywhere. So the opportunity and the possibility to ourselves, but then to have a space that we could do some warehousing that perhaps re-expand into e-commerce is very, very exciting, and almost with and met and re-met. So I'm looking forward to whatever the future brings. I'm very optimistic about not the potential, but the probability of re-establishing brick and mortar. But I'm still tentative because I realize that we are in a multi environment now. You cannot rely on one avenue to bring in your revenue. You need a tripod, if not five-pod,
That's a jam.
to stand on. So that's why I was hoping to connect with everybody, and everybody's been so gracious and open and receptive and giving. So thank you for the opportunity. It was an awesome experience. Thank you, Ivy, and thanks everybody. Hopefully everybody got something good.
All right. Thank you all so much. Listen, this is it. You all can do whatever you want to do. I'm not going to keep talking. You've got this to look at. But I hope that everybody takes the opportunity to, number one, meet somebody that you do not know. Connect with somebody who you heard something that was very interesting. Talk to them. Everyone who was up here and everybody who's out there offers value. And what we're trying to do is create, again, a very transparent community so that we can grow and scale. And then last but not least, if you want to still come up here and get Brian to record something that you learned or what your experience was like, I would really appreciate that, and I will, you know, try to get you your thing, okay? Thank you all so much for coming. I feel like tonight was a very big success. Thank you, Marcus, for coming. Thank you to my dad. Thank you to so many amazing people. You all have an amazing night. Thank you so much, and feel free to sing as well. Awesome. To the club, listen.
I wonder if your dad remembers me.
He probably, girl, please. You think he forgot you?
No, I'm laughing.
Man, I'm so sorry, dude. Okay.
That's okay. No, we're gonna say something in the.
Thank you.
Okay.
I'm so sorry, y'all.
No,
It was
this
in my
is all
hand.
looking at
Okay.
time. No, this is really
It was, and then Tommy kept saying, Tommy gave me the time thing, and then my brain went left. I apologize.
No need to.
Okay.
No,
That was not mine.
yeah, you did what you're supposed to do.
Did you think it went well? No. Okay, here you go.